Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. Liftoff.
What up, guys? Hunter Klein here, bringing you this week's episode of Interplanetary Monkeys. You know the deal. We're getting through. Things are going well. It's June 13th, about a month from my 24th birthday. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I am not 100% sure how old I am at this moment. Obviously, I could easily look it up, but I don't really care at all. It is absolutely irrelevant to me. No one's asked me how old I am in the last 2 years. I haven't celebrated a birthday in the last 2 years, to be quite honest with you. I know that comes off sad, but it's really not that big of a deal. I'm not a big celebratory event type of dude. But as a result, I have no benchmarks. Right? I have no memory of balloons in my room that are, say, 23. They're gonna be like, oh yeah, I just had my 23rd birthday. I'm obviously turning 24. So I'm in an interesting situation. But I'm almost positive I'm turning 24. And yeah, I don't know. It's a weird time. The idea of age, what's old, what's too late. Obviously, I have a very limited perspective here. For whatever reason, my naive brain wants to say that my entire life is just downhill from 30, but that's obviously not the case. There's a lot of opportunity after that. But I feel like I'm running low on time, my young years. I feel like for whatever reason that I have a lot of pressure to do something big in the next 2-3 years before I get to 28, 29, and 30. Now, is that justified? No. Does it really matter? No. But goddamn, the pressure's there. It's getting better. It's getting better as I get older, but I think a lot of people are in this same boat, especially young adults, early 20s. When I talk to friends from college, see how they're doing, it's always, I have to remind myself of how young I am and how much time I have, right? Everyone, for whatever reason, all us young adults feel like we're 37 years old, and if we don't make something happen in the next 2 years, we're failures. And I think that's really it. I think that patience right there is what a lot of us are battling with. And yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting scenario, an interesting predicament. Now, I have been on the positive side of my age and where I'm at in life recently, considering my work, right? Obviously, that's really all I do in life right now. I moved down to Texas to work, and I don't know anybody here. So what else are we going to do, right? What else are we going to do? Now, I moved down here for work, and everybody I work with, I can almost guarantee you, is older than me. Doing the same things at the same level. You could even go as far to say that I do a better job, right? Who knows? So it doesn't really matter. It's irrelevant here. We're all at the same place. But this type of stuff makes me feel good, right? I'm working at a high level. I'm coaching at a level that is adequate with other people that are 25, 26, 27, 28. And it is just a constant reminder that we are ahead of the curve and we have to stay ahead of the curve. So we're constantly looking for new opportunities. Now, this is the thing that scares me. Okay? Right now in life, I want some stability, right? It would feel really good to be able to look at this what do you call this? Curtain that I put up on my window and say to myself, yeah, we're not going to have to take this down for another year or 2 years. You know, it'll feel good to say, yeah, it will feel really good to keep this desk up and keep this TV mount screwed into my wall for the next couple years. It would feel really good not to have to move again in the next year because am finally getting comfy here. But the life I'm living, the progression, the always moving forward, the upgrade life I'm living puts me in a very unstable and unsure spot, which is great. But as a result, I am not that eager to put paintings up in my living room because once again, I've fallen into this way of thinking or this lifestyle similar to in Arizona, where I just feel like I'm an email away from moving states again. And that makes sense, right? I'm not exactly 100% happy, or I'm not content with my job, right? Which I probably shouldn't be very early on in my career, getting coaching experience, but I want to be. I want to be in a spot where I can look at my paycheck and be like, holy hell, we're going to be here for a couple of years. This is great. I feel comfy. Let's make this homey. I still feel just like I did when I was getting my graduate degree, that I'm on the run, I'm on the move, and I'm a moment's notice away from moving again. And that's okay. Luckily, right now in my life, I don't have anybody really counting on me. I don't have a dog. I don't have a family. I don't have kids, wife, girlfriend. So the only real repercussions for moving are money and work, which we can put in. But it's just an odd time. It's just an odd time. I have been having this overwhelming feeling, guys, that I miss Arizona this week. Not like oh my god, I made the wrong choice. Texas sucks. No, not like that. More of a I'm going back to Arizona. The next job I get, I'm going to try really hard to get back to Arizona. I will get back to Arizona within the next 4 to 5 years. I'm almost certain of that. Every time I make statements like this on the podcast or in life, they never come true. But that's the goal. Mainly because the lifestyle of Arizona, I think, is very attractive to me. There is an overwhelming difference in the way people live their lives when we compare Texas and Arizona. Texas here is very family oriented, very calm, very slow. Seems like a really good place to come when you're 35, 40 with a good decent amount of money below your belt. Buy a home, settle down, send your kids to school. And it does not feel, specifically where I'm at in Leander, does not feel like the best place to be a young adult. Now, obviously, my perspective is extremely limited, jaded, and probably wrong, considering I do live in like a very open, expanding area of Texas. But the speed and the lifestyle that people live in Arizona is very almost careless, right? Even in the family-oriented parts of town, it's just kind of wild. It's just kind of wild. And even though I'm not a big social go out on the town on the weekend type of guy, there's something about it that I miss. There's something about the weather that I miss. There's something about that sun always shining that I miss. Okay? Here, there's a lot of days where it's cloudy. Every now and then that sun shines through and that humidity just hangs on you like a blanket. That Arizona weather is really what I miss. The lifestyle, the vibe, the way people move. And honestly, I think the weather of areas has a huge influence on how the population in that area lives and interacts with each other. Obviously, this isn't too big of a leap, but I swear we can do some psychological experiments and actually see how The sun being out every single day with beautiful weather in the spring and fall affects individuals in Arizona compared to people in Texas who are living in high humidity, cloudy days, on and off. It's interesting. But long story short, Arizona is the next move. When will it be? It could be in 6 months. It could be in 3 years. I have no idea, guys. I have no idea. It's a little unsettling, but at the same time, it's beautiful because we just don't really know. And the possibilities are truly endless. All right. We continue to search for creative endeavors in my life right now. Okay. Obviously, the podcast is stable, going, and will continue to keep going. Just looking for other avenues to put lottery tickets in the bucket. What are some ways that I can monetize self-expression and maybe you could call it entertainment from my home? With the power of the internet, people are casting to hundreds of thousands from their rooms. Just go look at Twitch, guys. It's crazy. Now, how can we do this? How can we try it out? How can we at least give ourselves some sort of a shot? Now, the next step of my online creative endeavor is streaming. Okay. I spend a lot of time at the computer, whether it be working, recording the podcast, editing videos, recently gaming. And it's such a simple task, the art of streaming. That is, click start stream right here. I could literally start streaming right now, and we would be streaming live to Twitch. People join in, you build a community, you mess around, you watch videos, play games, whatever it is. It sounds silly, it sounds simplistic, but it is effective. And people I've seen firsthand build legitimate communities that are helpful to people. So, at some point in the next 5 or 6 months, I will consistently start streaming. Okay? This is an everyday for at least 4 to 5 hours type thing, whether it be reviewing articles on exercise and nutrition, primary articles, journals, things like this. Whether it be more educational like that, or just straight up gaming, wasting my time. I'm not exactly sure what it will be yet. I don't want to put it in a box yet. We're just going to have fun, just like we did with the podcast. Now, what is this going to do for me? One, it's going to give a little purpose to my free time, making me feel like I'm not wasting as much time. Two, it's a potential avenue to grow the podcast. If people like the stream, go check out the podcast. It's not live, they're recorded. Anytime you want, go check it out. And three, it'll be fun. Something to look forward to, something to get excited about. One of the most sad things, guys, as I age, as I move around, as I work this bottom of the barrel exercise and fitness job, not really bottom of the barrel, but kind of bottom of the barrel, I'm losing the vision. I'm losing drive and hope. And is it overwhelmingly obvious? No. But I'll say this. When I was younger, I used to turn on my favorite song in my room. And I would pace around my room at like 11, 12 at night and just have incredible feelings and imagery of my future and the potential for my future. I would think about, leading a meeting or, having a successful podcast. And all these incredible things, and they would be such beautiful moments. They'd be such high highs. It's one of the great. That's the one of the those moments for me. Those episodes I would have were some of the greatest times in my life. But right now, I don't have that anymore. My confidence has leveled out. Yeah, I'm not really having as many high highs, but I also don't have as many low lows as I did when I was younger. I'm just kind of flat. I'm stable. And what is that? I think it's probably the grind of life. The grind of life chipping away at you. You kind of stepping up on the hill to yell and exemplify your excitement for how great you're gonna be, and Mother Earth just coming down and slapping you off that hill. Now, does it mean it's completely gone? I don't think so. I think there's still things that could happen, successes I could have, achievements I could make, or achievements that I could accomplish that would allow me to come back home, throw in my earbuds, and have that feeling again. But it's been a long while. It has been a very long while, and I need that back. I need more avenues in my life that I can look at, think about, and say, there's a lot of potential here. Now, the biggest worry, especially for obviously in this situation, for me and other people, young, uncertain, is, are we spreading ourselves too thin? Obviously, you want to put as many lottery tickets in the bucket. Okay, when I say lottery tickets in the bucket, I mean try out endeavors and hope that you get lucky, right? Work hard, increase your chances of getting lucky, and hope you get lucky. Hope you get drawn from that bucket. Obviously, we want to add more lottery tickets to the bucket, but when is it too much? When are we spreading ourselves so thin that we have no chance at any one specific endeavor? And that is an interesting line. It's an interesting thing to balance. Okay. Yeah, I'm young. I want to try things. Who knows what I'll like? But then when are we trying so many things that there's no shot at us being successful or getting mastery in one specific thing? A master of none, if you will. And that is the interesting thing here. Okay. I don't know what I want. None of us do. None of us young adults know what we want. There's people that are 40, 45, 60 that still have no idea what they want. So what do we do? Do we just fold the cards, get a job that pays us $50,000 a year with really no up potential, really no growth potential, and settle down and just start hanging out and find some hobbies to enjoy on the weekends? I don't know. For me, no. For me, the answer is no. Is that the right answer? I have no clue. Okay. For me, obviously, we're not on that path. We're really sacrificing our lifetime, pretty much dedicating everything to work for a chance to, climb the ladder and get to where the big boys are. But who really knows, guys? Who really knows? Life is an interesting journey. Okay. I had a beautiful, beautiful experience this week. Okay. So work's been rough. Rough. There's some days I'm waking up at 4 a.m. and I'm getting home at 8 p.m. Okay. And that feeling is pretty terrible. Getting home at 8 p.m., knowing that in 10 hours you have to wake up, knowing that I have to eat and try to get to bed by, I don't even know if that's 10 hours. It's not 10 hours. I'm not going to do math right now. It would be 8 hours. Yes. So here's the debacle: getting home at 8 p.m. in the evening and knowing that I have 1 hour before I have to get to bed so I can at least try to get 6 hours of sleep, only to wake up and do it all again. And these days are rough. These days are super rough. They're not every day. It's not happening all week. But those are the days where it's really like, what am I doing? Why are we doing this? Especially because the pay really doesn't justify this like ravenous type of living and working. I'm working like I have nothing when I have options. And in those moments, I'll be completely honest with you guys, I have started applications for other jobs in Austin. Haven't submitted them because we ultimately came around and we leveled out our head. But there's been some moments where I question what we're doing here and if it's really worth what's going on. But this week, I had like a relevant revelation. I was sitting at home between hours of work, which sucks. I have to go to work, come home, go to work, come home, just because the hours are so wonky, and I don't really choose my own hours. And I had this revelation where I just thought, what else would I be doing? What else would I be doing? And it became very obvious to me that all I have is work. There's nothing else for me to do. There's nothing else for me to do. This idea that I'm going to work, but I don't really want to go to work. I know this might seem juvenile, but it's just like, what else would I be doing? I'd be wasting time. I'd be sitting here at my computer watching something, playing a game, doing some tasks around the house that I don't really need to do right now. and and I just got an overwhelmingly positive feeling to go to work. And the rest of that day was fantastic because I have nothing to do. I have nothing to do but work. So, is my work life really that bad? It's kind of rough. We're waking up at 4 a.m. We're going to bed at 8. But what does it really matter? What does it matter what time I wake up? What does it matter what time I get home? We're not doing anything else. We're essentially just wasting time, hour to hour, until we can get back to work. And that was really helpful for me. It added a beautiful light that week, and it made me feel a lot better about work, driving, being completely busy, giving everything to this job that pays very little. And we're just here. We're just here. We're just living. We're riding the wave. Things will get better. We just my here is my realistic, despite all this like theoretical conversation we're having here, and do I like it? Do I not? Will I stay? To be very truthful with you, at the most, I will be at this job in Austin for a year. Uh, for a year total. I've been about here for 2 months. So by next April, I will definitely find a new job. Whether that be in Arizona, I don't know. I think it would be much more beneficial for me to find a job here in Austin so I don't have to move again. But we will see. I'll give you guys that. A little tangible something there at the end. 1 year in Austin, for sure. Probably even less. Who knows? I'm actively looking to upgrade. This is only a stepping stone for me. Okay. I will tell you guys, I have been killing the coaching gig though. I am a natural coach for sure. And it's not because I'm a good yeller or I'm an asshole. It's because I know what I'm talking about. I have confidence. And yeah, we just go for it. So feedback has been incredible on the coaching side of things. I've been here for 2 weeks. I feel like I've been coaching for 5 years. And other people are noticing it as well, and we're getting feedback. Well, I'm working with a young baseball player who's incredible. Um, he's like 14 years old, but this dude he is so advanced. Like, I legitimately believe this kid has a good shot of playing, at the very least, minor league baseball. He has incredible athleticism. He lifts like he's 28 years old and he's a professional. He looks good. His swing looks good. And I asked him this week, first time I've asked any of my clients, how you feeling? You sore at all? He's like, yeah, a little bit. Like, are you feeling stronger? And his face lit up. His face lit up with a big smile. And he said, oh, yes. I can't remember exactly how it went, but he's like, I'm throwing so much harder. And whether or not it's a mental, obviously what we're doing works, right? Built by science programs, this stuff is legitimate. Like, it's as good as it gets. And it makes sense that he might get some initial improvement, even though we've only been working together for 2 to 3 weeks. But the fact that I just got that response, guys, regardless of whether or not it's completely legitimate, again, because I've only been working with him for 2 weeks, is really a really good feeling. And that's kind of one of those things that reminds you why you're doing what you're doing. Kind of gives you lights a little fire under your ass. Okay. But the big theme of this week for me, guys, is the idea of wasting time. Okay. And I don't want to get too hardy here. I don't want to get too down. But for whatever reason, especially after my revelation earlier this week about what else would I be doing, wasting time, let's just go to work. We have nothing better to do. Is like the odd and almost sad, not sad, just the undeniable truth that a majority of our life is just finding effective ways to waste time, right? Time flies when we're having fun. Now, this is extremely obvious for me, and this is going to be somewhat of a sad perspective right now because I don't really have much of a community, friends, or family near me. But essentially, I am just trying to find effective ways to waste time. What are the most what are the ways to waste my time? Just find something that I get enthralled in. Whether it be a game, a book, a TV show on Netflix. I'm just trying to find something that I enjoy that lets me forget. Lets me forget about the fact that I'm 23 and I'm turning 24 and I need to get my life together. Lets me forget about the fact that I have to wake up at 4 a.m. on Thursday. Lets me forget about the fact that insert here. Obviously, this is a odd angle at it. You could say, I just want to have fun and smile and laugh. But it truly is a game, a mission of wasting time. And this is why I find it so funny that people that bash like video game use. Like there's this weird video game stigma. Like if I tell someone I play video games, like, you still play video games? Yeah. You still watch Netflix? Yeah. Okay. Then we're all the same. Doesn't really matter what you do with your free time, guys. We're just trying to escape. We're just trying to escape with a smile on our face and forget the problems of the world. And that's really what it's all about. That's really what it's all about. I do look forward to a day where my life can be a little more stable, where there isn't as many negatives, where there isn't as many worries, where that need to escape isn't as strong, and I can live in the present. But right now, we really are just trying to escape. And it's not that bad. It's not that bad. We're just in a phase in our life where it's time to grind, hunker down, put the work in, get the experience, get the check marks on the resume so we can work with the big boys and do what we really love. Okay. Okay. I'm going to bring it up. I don't really want to talk about it too much, but the shooting in Austin, Texas. Obviously, I'm okay. I'm not exactly sure what happened, but this weekend, around 13, 14 people were in a mass shooting down in Austin on 6th Street, which is like the big party place. It's like the main street with all the bars, and it's full of people walking, so on and so forth. It happened at about 1:30 a.m. And yeah, people were worried, messaging me, asking if everything is okay. And yeah, guys, I don't go outside. Okay. I live 30 miles from Austin. I have a hard enough time going to the fucking grocery store right now. You bet your ass I'm not going down to Austin anytime soon, especially not alone. Can you imagine what kind of person it would take to drive 30 miles alone on a weekend to a major city to go out to bars alone? I'm not bashing anybody that does this or anybody that's thinking about doing this. If you do this, goddamn it, you are a superhero, friend. Keep doing you. But I don't have whatever that takes. There is no fucking shot, family. I am sitting at my computer, chilling out, talking to homies from back in Nebraska, back in Arizona, and just having a good time, enjoying very free and easy entertainment. Okay? One day it'll come. One day it'll come, but I am not going down to Austin alone. I'm not that desperate for interaction and friends. Okay? Not to mention, I'm fucking exhausted from the work week, guys. I am fucking exhausted from my work. Something that has been a huge up in my life, a huge moment of excitement, a huge avenue of release and escape for me this week has been Peaky Blinders. You see my that accent coming at the end? It's the fucking Peaky Blinders, mate. One of the greatest TV shows I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if I mentioned it last week, but we did previously watch Ragnarok, which was great as hell. And after Ragnarok, I had somewhat of a void in my life, right? I don't generally watch TV shows, but goddamn was Ragnarok good. And I want something else that can stimulate me to that level. Now, it just so happened that at the same time, Peaky Blinders was on my main page. Netflix has been trying to shove Peaky Blinders down my throat for the last 3 years. 98% match, they say. Now it's fairly annoying for a while, but I know why they were trying to shove Peaky Blinders down my throat. Because their algorithms work. And that 98% should have been 100 because this is the greatest goddamn show I've ever seen. Thomas Shelby, can't remember who the lead actor is of this show, is a superhero. He's very good. He's very good. The episode 1 was fairly slow, but that actor alone kept me in, and thank God he did. Because it's been a while since I've enjoyed a show this much. It's the craziest show ever. Always unexpected. Always over the top. Every time I end those episodes, I'm like, holy shit. They did it again. They found a way to surprise me once again. It's incredible. So if you guys haven't seen Peaky Blinders, I highly suggest it. It's like a crime drama based in the UK and like London and Birmingham about these gangsters, and it's so sick. And it's so much better than I just made it sound. I'm so sorry, Peaky Blinders. That was the worst PR move ever. But yeah, other than that, guys, we are finding ways to get entertained. Our free time is filled. We found a positive way to look at our pretty rough spot as far as work. And we're always keeping the future in mind. What is the overall goal? Yeah, shit sucks right now sometimes. But why are we here? Do we need to be here? Yes. Do we need this experience? Yes. Will this experience help us? Yes. Will we use it effectively? Absolutely. Okay, it's 1 year of my life. It's a grind, but the experience is beneficial. Money's rough right now. We suspect it'll get better. I'm probably going to pick up another part-time job on top of the shitty hours I work right now. So things are rough, but it's all for the big picture, right? Sacrifice today for tomorrow. All right, we're thinking 5, 6, 7 years ahead right now. And yeah, we're paying for it, but hopefully, guys, one day we get selected from the bucket and it'll pay off. Who knows? Because at the end of the day, we work very hard on things, knowing very well that one day we may never get paid for it. And that's okay. That is absolutely okay. All right, I hope you guys are doing well. I hope you guys enjoy your work. I hope that if you're not enjoying your work, that you have passions outside of work that keep you going. Whether it be an interesting Netflix show or a journey of your own that you're trying to start. Hope you're doing well. If you're in a rut, if you're down low, battle through. Something will happen. Whether it be tomorrow or in 2 years, eventually you'll peak back up. Got to get dragged through the mud to experience the highs. And if you're on a high, if you're doing well, if you got a new job, if you got new income, enjoy it. Enjoy it. All right? Because we will eventually come back down the roller coaster of life, friends. The roller coaster of life. All right, I think I'm going to cut it there, guys. That's it for this week's episode of Interplanetary Monkeys. This is Hunter Klein, and I'll see you next week. Peace, peace.